Well, this lockdown started on the 24th of March, and we're now 60 days in. And I thought, well, six is a nice round number. Let's just take a check and see where we were then and if we've made any progress since then in any way, shape, or form. And when I came to think of this, a number of thoughts came to my mind. So, for example, at the beginning, I think there was pretty much rabbit in the headlights for most people. How can this be happening? How extraordinary. We suddenly have lost our liberty. We're all at home and we're all doing it. So it must be the right thing because everyone we know, whether they're natural outlaws or whether they're the most conventional people, everyone's doing the same thing. So we must be doing the right thing. And anyway, that's what we're being told to do. So we'd better do it. And we wondered how many people were cheating, but we didn't think about that very hard. We were just so busy doing what we were told to do, because I think most of us felt a really strong element of fear that there was this thing out there that might get us, and it was stronger than us. So we'd better do what we were told for fear of something really bad happening. And so that's exactly what we all did. And then there was a frenzy of activity. How are we going to cope? How are we going to cope mentally with it? How are we going to cope physically with it? And a lot of prescriptive ideas came up, like, oh, got to do Joe Wicks, got to meditate, got to learn to play the piano, got to do something. Whatever it is, it's got to be new, it's got to be exciting, it's got to be different. We're going to have to stimulate ourselves in ways which we are mostly self-reliant upon, because that's how we are, stuck at home. And then I sensed that that moved on as well, and it moved into something far more tranquil. And even those of us who had difficulties at home, lots of children running around, started to get into the habit of being at home, of being in a home that perhaps they put a lot of love into. So they liked their home, and they liked the fact that they could settle into doing their work without interference or interruption. And gradually, people have become quite acclimatized to being at home, doing their thing, and perhaps not being quite as vigorous about all the expectations they had of themselves. Not getting sloppy, but just finding a little bit of a middle route, not quite so extreme, not quite so demanding of yourself. And with that came the opportunity for talking. And there's been so much noise out there. You go onto the internet, you go onto YouTube, everyone's talking, everyone's writing a book, everyone's saying something, everyone's got an opinion, everyone wants to air it, other people want to argue with it, but everyone wants to say something, everyone wants to get out there and say something. I've never met so many experts wanting to share their knowledge. I've never met so many people who've never shared their knowledge before, wishing to do it in a public forum. It's quite extraordinary, and it's very, very noisy. But when you stop and listen to what's being said, there seems to be quite a convergence of agreement on certain points. And I thought that those points were worth just listing, because in a situation where now the biggest question seems to be, what is it going to be like in the future? How is it going to be? What is the future role of the PA? How is the office going to be looking? What's it going to be like when we go back? All these questions, and there seem to be a certain number of points of agreement, and I thought I'd like to share that with you. It seemed to be everyone agreed that even if they didn't much like Rita at the end of the line, or even if they didn't like Maud or whatever, people are missing each other. They're missing the office. They're missing the comradeship. They're missing the opportunity of laughing, of teasing, of joshing. They're just missing each other. And they're missing that face-to-face, which a virtual meeting simply doesn't give you. They're missing the opportunity for the little nuance, the little kind of quirk of the eyebrow when someone says something which suddenly makes the whole thing hilarious. All these little asides, they can't happen in a public forum. It's too observed. It might be being recorded. It's too public. There's not the opportunity for the little animal sniffings that we do around each other to find out what someone's like and to just check out what someone's real opinion is. They might be saying something, but is that what they're really thinking? Or are they thinking a slightly nuanced thought behind what they're expressing in their words? All that fun that you have in the office is just absent in the virtual world. So everyone agrees they're missing each other, And everyone agrees they want to get back to the office because that's the only way they can have this sense of comradeship again, real comradeship. And then together with that, there's a sense of, but what will it be like? How will it be? Will it be the same? Is it going to be altered? Is it going to be not as nice? How is it going to be? And then if you talk to someone in HR, you'll find out they've been buying orange circles that will be sitting inside, a bit like animals at a circus. That will keep us safe. Is it going to be 1 meter? Is it going to be 2 meters? We'll find that out. We'll be told what it's got to be in order to be safe. But it's going to be sitting in a circle, a bit like a circus animal. And as for the conundrum of how you go to the lavatory without bumping into someone going through the same door, and how everything's going to be kept sanitized and keep you safe, that's another thing very much uppermost in everyone's minds, whether they're cycling to the office or whether they're walking to the office. How safe are they going to be while they enjoy rejoining their comrades? All these things are going through everyone's minds. There's a natural concern, and that's a shared sense that everyone has. I look forward to talking to you all again soon.